Hey, what's up, you guys? I hope you're having a blessed up Tuesday. Today was a little bit tricky considering that the internet was down, such as Instagram and Facebook, practically Meta. So I used it as an opportunity today to send out an email, and in that email, what I wrote was 3 tips in how to operate in chaos because, hey, guess what? Chaos is going to happen. It's part of life. So are you prepared for chaos? And can you be the eye of a hurricane hitting and be the calm within the storm, not to just sit and do nothing, but today I'm going to teach you 3 tips, 3 strategies that are going to change the game if you integrate them. Remember, you got to integrate them, and it's going to shift everything for you. So for those of you that are new to my platform, my name is Tanya Oliver. I'm a life coach for elite entrepreneurs and high-end achievers, teaching people how to become mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy AF so that they can look, feel, and show up in their business, their life, and their relationship as their most elite self. So today, let's get into it, shall we? It's really how to operate in chaos to be the eye of the hurricane. And step number 1 is to accept the what is. If there's nothing you can do about it, then I'm sure you've got a gazillion other things on your checklist. What can you do? So that's a question I always ask. Okay, well, if there's nothing I can do about it, what can I do? And then being able to pivot quickly is a great thing that especially leaders and entrepreneurs have this skill set to do. Pivoting and knowing when to pivot is a skill set, and it just comes with practice and also organization and structure. So nothing comes good out of chaos, to always remember that. Fear-based energy, it really puts you in a mental paralysis mentally, and you're never gonna have the right solution. So if you just have the right success mindset of what can I do, what can I tackle, what are other things on my list, and then I'll circle back to this at a later date and time. And just being super flexible and being most efficient. So step number 2 is having a team huddle with yourself. What do I mean by this? The biggest thing in human performance is 4 pillars of human performance. And the pillar of human performance when it comes to getting on your own winning team, learning how to become your greatest asset versus a liability, comes down to having a team huddle and to go within before you go outside. Leaders always go inside to gain clarity and get structure. And if you think about pro athletes, we just had the Super Bowl pass and we have so many different sports, but what do they do when the athletes as a collective are spiraling downward and they still have an opportunity to play in the game, they still have an opportunity to change things around? They call a healthy timeout and they huddle. The call comes from the coach and the call comes from the leader. So as a leader or aspiring leader, the best thing you can do is knowing when to call your own team huddle. And then having a toolbox of like, what are the things that are going to be part of my toolbox, my power tools that I can pull during situations like this when I feel like my nervous system is completely irregulated and I can't even operate. So this goes back to step 1. If you are not capable of operating because your nervous system is so whacked out, these are the times to call a healthy timeout. And this healthy timeout would just be like, give yourself permission, number 1. And then a few things that are helpful if you know how to do them. Remember, it's one thing to have power tools. It's one thing to have a checklist, but do you know how to use your power tools? I've got power tools. Honestly, I don't even know how to put that, like, the power thing inside of the drill. Like, I'm still learning. So it's useless for me because I don't know how to use my own power drills that I spent a few $100s on. And this goes to the same concept in life skills and life hacks. Okay, you can have all the tools, but do you know how to use them and do you know when to use them? So here are a few things. I highly recommend that you just take a few that you actually are going to utilize. It's one thing to know what to do. It's another to actually do it. Is go outside, take a healthy breather break, get some fresh air, get some movement in. Movement will always help you get blood circulation to the brain. And then this will allow you to have more clarity versus being foggy minded, and also help you just regulate your nervous system. The second thing is get a workout in. If you know something's going to be down, I think Meta was down for an hour and a half or something like that. I don't know. I had pivoted. and you could you could go to the gym and go work out. Sometimes when things get super chaotic with me, I'll just go do a workout. I'll go rollerblading, I'll go to a yoga class, because I know nothing good is gonna come out of me when I'm in a negative state of energy and when I have mental fogginess and my nervous system is irregulated. So the best thing you can do is learn how to get on your own winning team. Call a healthy team huddle within yourself. Team huddle meaning mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, like getting on your own team, coming together within yourself. Another thing is like sit in the car. I know this sounds super silly, but like something about getting out of your environment and just going in the car where there's no distractions, and it's almost like you're in this own little like space. Go for a drive. Go for like a 10-minute drive. Just kind of go cruising, roll the windows down if it's like weather appropriate, and just like blast some music, and you know, make sure you're singing like nice affirmations. You don't want to be singing things that are going to harm you. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. And then another thing is like these are also known as pattern disruptors. It's really critical to have pattern disruptors in moments where you need to learn how to pivot in times where there's nothing you can do about a situation because it's out of your control, even though it is impacting your business. All right, so those are a few tools. I highly encourage that you come up with your own tools. And if you need support, you can always schedule a 30-minute strategy call, and we can get on the phone and just kind of strategize for you. You can go to TanyColiver.com/call. And then tip number 3, which I did have a conversation with the client on today, is being proactive versus fear. Maybe your accounts have been hacked in the past. Maybe you have been swindled in the past. Maybe things have happened. So instead of projecting that fear-based energy into your future, think of it like this. What are the lessons that I have learned, and what are the things that I can do moving forward that I can be in a proactive, preventative structure, state of mind type of thing? And this just kind of comes down to like maybe you can change your passwords every month. Like what is the game plan? Maybe you can start to prophesize and pray over your electronics. That also might sound silly, but everything is energy. If you come back down to the source of performance, it is energy. You step into a room, you either like the energy, you don't like the energy. You're either going to be analytical in your mind or you're going to trust your instincts in your heart. Everything comes down to energy. And so if our electronics are energy, and it's a form of communication, which is the biggest thing, especially coming up. I'm not an astrologist, you guys. I'm not a fortune teller, but we are going to start having some issues with communication. We are going to be experiencing glitches in the computer. Look about the patterns. Maybe a Friday ago or the Friday before, AT&T went down. Meta went down. So not to be freaking out, but just to understand astrologically, it's to be expected. We are in pre-retrograde stuff coming up. And so it's just about understanding it's coming, and you're not getting caught up in the chaos, but you're having a preventative approach to understand like, okay, let me make sure that I have the proper tools in place. I'm prepared. I'm doing deep cleaning. I'm backing up my systems. I have external hard drives. I'm clearing out my phone so I have more storage and memory. Like taking these concepts and making them very practical is going to be critical in order for you to be successful in business life and overall relationships. If you understand communication is going to be an issue coming up, maybe close your mouth. Maybe just like listen a little bit more. And like maybe not put yourself in situations to get into arguments or disputes. Double check things. Make sure you're hearing people clearly. When people are having an irregulated nervous system and they're not understanding or they don't know how to properly communicate, which is all about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is like, number one, you already know your emotional state. You know you're not okay, or you know you're okay. You know you're in a good vibe. You know you're not in a good vibe. You're exchanging energy with somebody and they don't have the tools, but you have the tools. So it's actually almost like a lethal weapon. And it's kind of like if you've ever done martial arts where you know how to defend yourself, you know how to fight, you are skilled in this area, and you come across somebody who has no background in that. And so it then becomes a form of leadership and responsibility to understand that, okay, let me help other people navigate through this. Or if you really don't want to help other people navigate through it, then mind your business, stay in your lane, go into hibernation for a little bit, and clean up. Clean up. Where are some segments in your life that need some deep cleaning? What are some things that you keep pushing to the side that you're not dealing with because it's inconvenient? Well, guess what? Nothing's ever convenient, and there's never a right time. So you might as well operate in the now and like deal with your shiznit. Period. Okay? Yes, with the headbutt. And what else do I want to talk to you about? Prophesize over all of your stuff. This is almost like scripting where you're just like blessing it. When you bless something and you pray over it, what happens is it energetically creates a force field. And it just allows things to operate so much smoother because it allows you to create a vision for your future and also like your life and your work and your family and your relationships. And so I hope that everything served you today. 3 tips of how to operate in chaos. Let me know below 1, 2, or 3 that you're going to integrate. Just take one and integrate it today, whether it being accepting the what is and thinking what can I do. Number 2 would be giving yourself a healthy team huddle and establishing a toolbox. And number 3 is being proactive versus operating in fear. All right, I hope you guys have a blessed up day. If you would like to schedule a strategy call, if you're interested in any form of self-study courses when it comes to anything about productivity, performance, human performance, business performance, you can send me a direct message, or you can also get a free accountability calendar at tanyacoliver.com/calendar and send me a direct message strategy call if this is something you're interested in. All right, you guys, take care of yourself. Be the calm within the storm, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.